hear the hairy fairies telling all the stories
and singing in a band.
We had a little accident with our magic and turned the world hairy.
Oh, how tragic!
We ran out of spells in our hairy fairy tree,
but they don't care.
They love to be hairy. The Ha Ha Hairies, finding all the laughter in hairy land. Ma, Pa,
and Minnie,
and don't forget there's Nanna
and Chihuahua, the hairy pet.
But up on the hill in Chateau Shampoo, there's Boris Boo-hoo.
And Boise too.
Boris is trouble, you wait and see. But they don't care, they love to be hairy. The Ha Ha Hairies.
Quiff, can you stop, please? Oh, hi. Don't you find whistling really annoying? Quiff!
What?
The whistling. Tiny bit annoying.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're here. Sorry about the whistling.
It's not that whistling's always annoying.
No, the Bristly Whistler's whistling isn't annoying.
But then that's a bird, not a fairy.
But even the Bristly Whistler's whistling annoyed someone we know.
Yikes! It so did. We'll tell you all about it. Quiff can start, then he'll have to stop whistling.
The story starts at Chateau Shampoo, where someone was sleeping. Can you guess who? Boris Boo-hoo! What's he gonna do?
It was early morning, and Boris was snoring.
Outside, in the hairy cactus tree, was the Bristly Whistler.
Whistling so sweetly.
We were sitting in the big blue barrel, listening to him. Oh, I wish I could whistle like that.
I wish you could too, Quiff.
Boris was horrified. How dare the Bristly Whistler wake him up with all his whistling?
Oh, yes. This was the day the Bristly Whistler whistled for Boris.
Boris was furious. He wanted to get rid of this annoying bird. He's trying to scare the bird away, Wiggy, not us.
Oh, okay, right. You can put me down again, Quiff. Thank you.
Boris couldn't get rid of the Bristly Whistler. He looked through his hairy starey to see if he could get an idea.
And he saw Boise with Minnie Ha-ha and Chihuahua in his garden. Boris doesn't like Chihuahua because he always barks at him. And Boris hates it when Chihuahua barks at him. But it gave him an idea.
If Chihuahua barked, then that would scare off the Bristly Whistler for sure. How could he make Chihuahua bark? But not at him.
Minnie and Boise were so busy playing with Chihuahua that they didn't see Boris tippy-toeing into the garden.
Or hiding behind the hairy cactus tree.
Boris decided to meow like a cat. Meow. Surely all dogs barked at cats.
But not Chihuahua.
Up in the tree, the Bristly Whistler was eating hairy berries and spitting the pips onto Boris.
Boris jumped out of his hiding place. How dare the Bristly Whistler spit pips on him?
Minnie and Boise were very surprised to see Boris in the garden in his night clothes.
And you can guess what Chihuahua did.
Minnie and Boise thought Boris was having fun with Chihuahua, but he wasn't. And did the barking stop the Bristly Whistler whistling? No, it did not.
Then Minnie saw the Bristly Whistler. She told Boris how lucky he was to have a Bristly Whistler in his hairy cactus tree.
Boise thought maybe they should play with Chihuahua somewhere else. So off they went to the Ha Ha Hairies' house.
Boris was furious. But then he stopped being furious because he had an idea.
If Minnie liked the Bristly Whistler, then she could have the Bristly Whistler.
What Boris needed was a plan. Boris needs a plan, he needs a plan as quick as he can. He needs a plan, he needs it quick.
He needs to plan a clever trick.
What'll it be?
What'll it be?
What'll it be?
And Boris's plan was this.
He knew the bird liked hairy berries. So he was going to use a hairy berry to get the Bristly Whistler into the box. Oh, miss!
Now all he had to do was get the Bristly Whistler to the Ha Ha Hairies' garden.
And we decided to go too.
Over me round hairy land,
I am quick,
and I am wiggy
with a hairy fairy band. Boris tippy-toed through the curly swirly meadow where Nanna Ha Ha was painting.
Then he tippy-toed through the hairy apple orchard where Pa Ha Ha was picking hairy apples.
Meanwhile, back in the Ha Ha Hairies' garden, Ma was pegging out the washing.
Boris arrived and tippy-toed behind the bumblebee bush.
Luckily, no one saw us land in the flower bed.
Ma was just hanging up Pa's pants when we popped up. Boris came out from behind the bumblebee bush, opened the box, and out hopped the Bristly Whistler.
Just then, Minnie and Boise came outside.
So Boris ran off.
Ma saw the Bristly Whistler.
On Pa's pants.
Shush!
Whistle like a Bristly Whistler.
Whistle like a Bristly Whistler.
Everybody loves a whistler bird.
It's the whistliest whistle you ever heard.
If you see a whistler, you mustn't say a word.
Just let it go. Whistle like a Bristly Whistler. Whistle like a Bristly Whistler bird. Now, back at Chateau Shampoo, poor Boris was exhausted. He closed his eyes and was just about to go to sleep when...
The whistling started all over again.
As one by one, 4 baby Bristly Whistlers hatched.
As soon as the babies saw Boris, they thought he was their mother.
Boris ran. They followed. He had to get them to their real mother.
And we know where she was, don't we?
So he tippy-toed through the curly swirly meadow where Nanna Ha Ha was painting.
And the baby Bristly Whistlers followed.
Then he tippy-toed through the hairy apple orchard where Pa Ha Ha was picking hairy apples.
And the baby Bristly Whistlers followed.
And when he got to the Ha Ha Hairies' garden, he was so hot and bothered because the baby Bristly Whistlers wouldn't leave him.
And Ma had to fan him with Pa's pants. Pa's pants!
What's so funny about pants?
Minnie was so happy. She introduced the babies to their real mother.
But they still thought Boris was their mother. So he tried to hide.
Under Pa's pants.
But just then, this happened. As soon as the babies heard the whistling, they knew who their real mother was.
Boise offered to take them all back to their nest.
Oh. Habla ba, abba. Yay!
Ma thanked Boris. How kind of him to bring the baby birds back to their mother.
And soon they were all back where they belonged.
And so was Boris.
Whistle like a bristly whistler.
Well, better?
Little bit, maybe.
I think I just need loads of practice.
Really?
You know what they say, Wiggy? Practice makes perfect.
Oh, quiz? Quiz? Do you have to?
Oh, yeah. I think in a few weeks I'll be great at this.
Weeks? Weeks? No, please.
The Ha Ha Hairies! The Ha Ha Hairies!
Hairy berry sandwiches. Yum, 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 yum.
Oh, hi there! Wiggy, our friends are here.
Sorry. Hello, hairy berry sandwich.
I think you like hairy berry sandwiches almost as much as Boris Boohoo likes hairy pear pie.
Yep.
Remember that time the Ha Ha Hairies thought there was a thief in Hairyland?
I do! And Boris Boohoo dressed up.
Shh. Don't give away the story.
Sorry. I'll go from the beginning. One day, Nanna Ha was in her arty den.
She was very busy making something.
A hairy dingle dangle. Oh, that's so beautiful. Nanna was going to hang it in the hairy pear tree in the Ha Ha Hairies garden.
Yes, this was the day Nanna made a hairy dingle dangle.
So off she went to the Ha Ha Hairies house to hang the dingle dangle in the tree.
And we decided to follow on our popper picky.
Popper picky, 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 popper me round hairy land.
Round hairy land.
I am Quick
And I am Wiggy.
with a hairy fairy band. Woo!
And we landed in the bumblebee bush. Sorry.
When Nanna arrived, she called out.
Nobody was home. But Nanna decided to hang the dingle dangle in the tree anyway. Oh, it looks lovely.
She's very clever, is Nanna.
Nanna was happy with her dingle dangle. She went inside to have a nap and wait for Ma to come home.
But up on the hill at Chateau Shampoo, someone was busy. Can you guess who? Boris Boohoo! What's he gonna do?
Boris was writing a birthday card to his Auntie Betty Boohoo.
Now all he needed was to buy her a present. So he rang the Boise bell.
And Boise came running.
Boris told Boise to go to Hairy Town and buy Auntie Betty Boohoo a little present. Nothing too expensive, mind.
Boise was just about to leave when guess who turned up?
Minnie Ha Ha!
Boise made Boris jump, and into the pond went his ink.
Minnie was taking Chihuahua for a walk, and she asked Boise to come with her.
And Boise never says no to Minnie, so off he went, forgetting all about Auntie Betty Boohoo's birthday present.
Now Boris would have to go to Hairy Town himself.
Unless he could find a present somewhere nearer home.
He looked through the hairy starey.
And that's when he saw the hairy Dingle Dangle in the hairy pear tree.
Aha! That hairy Dingle Dangle would make the perfect necklace for Auntie Betty Boo-Hoo.
So he set off for the Ha Ha Hairies' garden. Boris tippy-toed into the garden.
And he took the Dingle Dangle off the hairy pear tree.
No, he can't do that.
He just has. But it's okay, Wiggy. Listen.
Ma Ha Ha had come home in the fluffer-puffer-poop.
Boris went into a panic.
The kind of panic that makes you fling Dingle Dangles into bumblebee bushes.
Ma arrived and Boris helped her to park the fluffer-puffer-poop.
She was very pleased to see Boris.
Boris pretended he had just come to say hello.
Nanna came outside because she'd heard the fluffer-puffer-poop.
Now it was time for Nanna to show Ma the hairy Dingle Dangle.
But of course, it had gone.
Ma and Nanna started to look for the hairy Dingle Dangle.
And Boris had to pretend to look for it too.
We should move. If Boris comes back for it, he'll find us.
No, we must stay and guard it.
It's too dangerous.
You can go if you like. I'm going to do guarding.
Nanna Ha Ha said the hairy Dingle Dangle had been stolen.
Ma said they must call the Hairyland police.
Boris didn't want the Hairyland police snooping around. He had to think of something quick.
Boris said no need for the Hairyland police. He knew someone who'd help them find the Dingle Dangle. He'd go and fetch them right away.
Now Boris needed a plan.
Blah, blah. Boris needs a plan, he needs a plan as quick as he can.
He needs to plan a big surprise.
He needs to plan his next disguise.
What'll it be?
What'll it be?
What'll it be?
Detective Mick Flick.
Yes, Boris was pretending to be a detective.
Ha ha!
Ma and Nanna were delighted to meet Detective Mick Flick. How good of Boris to send him so quickly.
Detective Mick Flick told Ma and Nanna to go inside the house. He would look for clues.
Now was Boris's chance. He rushed to the bumblebee bush to fish out the Dingle Dangle.
Oh, that was close. Boris had it. He was just about to run off with it when he saw Pa coming.
Boris went into another panic and threw the Dingle Dangle back into the bumblebee bush.
Pa was very surprised to see Detective Mick Flick in his garden.
And even more surprised when Detective Mick Flick tried to arrest him.
Ma and Nanna came rushing out. Detective Mick Flick had got it all wrong. Pa wasn't the thief.
Now Boris had to find another way of getting rid of the Ha Ha Hairies.
So Detective Mick Flick told them they must set a trap to catch the thief.
Ma had an idea for a good trap and went inside.
Oh, Boris is going to come after the Dingle Dangle again. We should move.
No, this time we'll be ready for him.
Hairy pear pie! That was Ma's idea for a trap.
Detective Mick Flick told everyone to go back inside. He would hide and wait for the thief to come and eat the pie.
Everyone thought this was a great plan, and they went inside.
So off he went to get the Dingle Dangle again. Oh!
Oh, we let him get it.
be upset, Wiggy.
At last, Boris Boo-hoo had the hairy dingle-dangle. He was just about to run off with it when...
He remembered the hairy pear pie, and he couldn't resist it. He put down the dingle-dangle and started to eat.
Just then, guess who turned up?
Minnie, Boise, and Chihuahua.
They were very surprised to see a detective in the garden.
Only Chihuahua knew it wasn't a detective. It was a Boris.
Pa, Ma, and Nanna heard the barking and rushed out.
Had Detective Mick caught the thief?
No, the thief had eaten the pie and run away.
But luckily, he'd left the hairy dingle-dangle behind.
Detective Mick had saved the day.
Nanna hung the dingle-dangle back in the hairy pear tree.
It was time to celebrate with the hairy shake.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Woo!
You're gonna shake, 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 shake. You wanna shake, 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 shake. Get ready to shake, 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 shake with me. Do the hairy shake with me. And you shake it up high, and you shake it to the ground.
And you shake it to the side, and you shake around.
Then you shake your fingers, and you shake your feet. And you do the hairy shake to the hairy shake it with me. Do the hairy shake with me.
You're gonna shake, 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 shake.
You wanna shake, 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 shake. Get ready to shake, 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 shake with me.
Do the hairy shake with me.
Do the hairy shake with me. Do the hairy shake with me.
Quiff, have you seen my hairy berry sandwich anywhere?
No.
Have you taken it?
No.
Quiff, I'm arresting you for taking my hairy berry sandwich.
I haven't got it.
Mm.
Actually, I think I know where your sandwich is.
Aha! Where?
In your tummy.
In my tummy?
Yes, you ate it while we were telling the story.
Oh, yes. Oops.
You make a rubbish policeman.
No, police lady.
The Ha Ha Hairies. The Ha Ha Hairies.
Quiff! Wah!
Ah!
That's so funny.
No, it's not.
And that's funny too.
Kind of, I guess.
Why aren't you laughing today, Quiff?
I'm tuning my guitar.
Oh, come on, Quiffy. Laughing is fun. Look. Ooh. Oh, hello. Are you laughing? You should try it. Oh, no.
Oh. Have you been drinking hickey juice?
No, but...
Hickey juice makes you...
like that.
Hey, remember the day the Hairies had hickey juice, Wiggy?
Oh, I so do. Listen to this. It was the time of year in Hairyland when the hickey currants are all ripe and juicy.
And Ha had made a huge jug of hickey juice from hickey currants.
Everyone loves hickey juice in Hairyland. And you know what Ma's like. Always wants everyone to be happy.
Ma Ha Ha.
She's got a heart of gold.
A ha ha heart of gold.
A ha ha heart of gold.
She's always having fun.
There's fun for everyone.
Under the hairy sun.
She's got a heart of gold.
Ma's got a heart of gold.
A ha 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 heart of gold. when Pa came in and saw the hickey juice, he wanted some straight away.
But Ma said, "Not now, Pa. Later."
And Pa said, "Not now, Ma. Later." They laughed and laughed and laughed.
Today there was going to be more laughter than ever in Hairyland because it was the day of the great Ha Ha Ha-along.
The Ha Ha Ha-along is when all the Hairies try to make each other laugh.
See? It's already started.
But up on the hill at Chateau Shampoo, someone wasn't laughing. Can you guess who? Boris, boo-hoo, what's he gonna do? He was stirring a big tub of bubble bath that he'd just made.
And we were watching from our hidey pipes.
While Boris stirred, poor Boise filled up bottles. He was bored and fed up.
But not for long, because who do you think arrived?
Minnie Ha Ha! And you know what happens when Boise sees Minnie?
Boise had spilt a whole bottle of bubble bath.
And I bet you can't guess what happened next.
Minnie had come to invite them both to the Ha Ha Ha-along.
But grumpy Boris said he had too much work to do. He didn't have time for ha-alongs.
Minnie and Boise begged Boris to let Boise go.
And he did.
So off they skipped.
Let's follow them.
Yeah, that's where the fun's going to be.
Picky, picky, bopper me round Hairyland.
Round Hairyland.
I am quick.
And I am Wiggy
With a hairy fairy band.
Slow down. When we arrived, Ma and Pa Ha Ha were carrying the hickey juice into the garden, trying not to spill it.
Then Minnie and Boise arrived.
They saw the hickey juice and wanted some straight away.
But Ma wasn't having that. Not now, she said. Later.
Then they all heard.
It was Nanna. And she'd got a surprise on her hairy wheeler.
She saw the hickey juice and wanted some now.
Not now, said Ma. Later.
Right now, it was time to start the Ha Ha Ha-along and make everyone laugh.
And the laughter from the Ha Ha Ha-along echoed all round Hairyland.
At Chateau Shampoo, Boris heard the laughter and looked through his hairy starey.
He saw this.
Then he saw this. The hickey juice.
Boris was delighted. He thought the hickey juice could make him loads of money.
But how? What Boris needed now was a plan.
Boris needs a plan, he needs a plan as quick as he can.
He needs a plan, he needs it quick.
He needs to plan a clever trick.
What'll it be?
What'll it be?
What'll it be?
Hickey juice bubble bath. Boris imagined what that would be like.
If you really want to laugh,
Want to laugh in the bath.
if you really want to giggle,
And to wriggle and to jiggle.
if you really want to joke,
Want to joke while you soak.
then you should look no further. Hickey juice, bubble bath, goes hickey hickey hick to make you laugh. Hickey hickey hick, you'll be full of mirth, as if hickey hickey hick's for all it's worth.
If you really want to laugh.
Want to laugh in the bath,
You want to ease away your troubles in a hickey or a bubble.
if you really want to joke while you soak, here is what you do. Buy hickey juice, bubble bath, new from Boris Boo-hoo.
So all Boris had to do now was to get some of Ma's hickey juice, and then he could make hickey juice bubble bath.
So off he went. The Ha Ha Ha-along was in full swing when Boris arrived. The Ha Ha Hairies were so pleased that he decided to come after all.
So they all tried to make him laugh. First, Nanna did this.
Everyone thought her statue of Chihuahua was hilarious.
Everyone except Boris.
He was just trying to get as close to the hickey juice as he could.
But Ma wasn't having it. No, Boris, later.
Then Minnie held up a poppy pad.
A poppy pad? It's going to go...
Shush! Ma had a go. Then Pa had a go.
And Nanna found it so hilarious that up she went.
Before we knew it, Nanna was on the roof. Now was Boris's chance. But
Ma wasn't having it. Hickey juice is for later.
off went Pa to get Nanna down from the roof.
Just when they all thought that Boris was never going to laugh, this happened.
Yes! Boris Boohoo was joining in with the Ha Ha Hairies at last.
Laughing is catching. I can't stop.
Neither can I.
And now it was time for the hickey juice. At last.
Boris tried to make off with his cupful, but Ma said hickey juice is for now.
Zoo.
Beep, 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 beep.
And sure enough, Boris started to hick, and everyone laughed.
Boris's dreams of hickey juice bubble bath were over.
Just then, in came Boise, tippy-toeing with the poppy pad.
And Boise laughed and laughed. This had been the best ha 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 along ever. And that story has reminded me of how to make someone laugh when they don't want to laugh.
Has it?
Yep. Like this.
No! Stop!
See? Laughing's fun.
I know, but...
And it's catching too. Oh no! I'm hickeying again.
The Ha Ha Hairies. The Ha Ha Hairies.
And you shake your fingers and you shake your feet and you do the hairy shake to the hairy shaky bit with me. Come on, do the hairy shake with me. Da 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 da.
Not now, Wiggy. Not in front of our friends.
Oh, but we want to see Quiff dance, don't we? I knew it. They so want to see you dance.
No, Wiggy.
Oh, you're not too proud to dance in front of other people, are you, Quiff?
Huh?
You're not like Boris Boohoo.
What do you mean?
Oh, you must remember the story. You've got to hear this one.
It was a special day for the Ha Ha Hairies down in the curly swirly meadow.
Ha 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 was feeling very excited.
And so was Minnie. It was such a special day that she was wearing a special costume.
A dancing costume. Well, you know what Minnie Ha Ha's like.
Minnie Ha Ha, she is so fantastic. Minnie Ha Ha, she is so gymnastic. Watch her go, stretchy as elastic.
Hopping, leaping,
Skipping, jumping.
careful Minnie, mind the bumping.
Minnie, oh Minnie Ha Ha.
Pa, Minnie and Chiwa had come to the curly swirly meadow to see something very exciting happen.
And so had we.
The Puffety Pompom tree was about to floop its Puffety Pompoms. Floop, floop. The first 2 Puffety Pompoms belonged to Minnie,
She was so happy she did a little dance.
because that's what the Ha Ha Hairies always do with Puffety Pompoms.
Yes, this was the day of the Puffety Pompom dance.
Minnie couldn't wait to show her friend Boise her Puffety Pompom dance, so off she skipped to Chateau Shampoo.
But Pa decided to wait by the tree for the next Puffety Pompom to floop.
And we followed Minnie on our pupper picking.
Follow me round Hairyland.
Round Hairyland.
I am quick
And I am Wiggy
With a hairy fairy band.
Now, up on the hill at Chateau Shampoo, someone was having lunch. Can you guess who?
Boris, boo-hoo, what's he gonna do?
Boise had just made hairy beetroot soup.
When we landed in the hairy cactus tree,
Boise was just serving some to Boris when
Minnie Ha Ha turned up.
Boise saw Minnie, and can you guess what happened?
He spilt soup all over Boris.
Minnie told Boise and Boris that the Puffety Pompom tree had started flooping.
Did Boris and Boise want to see her Puffety Pompom dance? You bet.
Oh, I wish I could dance like that.
Oh, but you can, Wiggy. You're a great dancer.
Thanks, Chris.
Then Minnie asked Boris if he wanted to try the Puffety Pompom dance. He did not.
So Minnie asked Boise if he wanted to try the Puffety Pompom dance. He did.
So off they went to practice.
Now, secretly, Boris was sure he was the best Puffety Pompom dancer in the whole of Hairyland.
But he was too proud to have a go in front of the others, in case he got it wrong.
Boris needed some Puffety Pompoms to practice with.
But he couldn't go to the Puffety Pompom tree because Pa and Chihuahua were there.
So Boris would have to practice with Minnie's Puffety Pompoms, alone, when nobody could see him.
And for that, he needed a plan.
Boris needs a plan, he needs a plan as quick as he can.
He needs a plan, he needs it quick.
He needs to plan a clever trick.
What'll it be?
What'll it be?
What'll it be?
The plan was hairy beetroot soup.
Yep. Boris asked Boise and Minnie to make lots more. Enough to keep them busy all day.
So while Minnie and Boise were making soup, Boris said he would take care of Minnie's Puffety Pompoms. Just to make sure they didn't get spoiled.
So now Boris had the Puffety Pompoms and was ready to dance.
A brush!
I can't wait to see this.
He checked to make sure nobody was watching him.
He was about to dance when who should be passing by?
Ha!
Boris went into a panic.
The kind of panic that makes you throw Puffety Pompoms.
Ma was going to see the Puffety Pompoms go floop. She asked Boris if he wanted to come.
But he said no thanks. He was, busy.
So Ma went on her way. And Boris went to look for the Puffety Pompoms and...
They'd fallen in the pond.
This was a disaster!
Boris dried the Puffety Pompoms with a fluffer-upper. They looked as good as new.
Boris decided he'd better practice his dancing somewhere else. Far away from ponds.
In her arty den garden, Nanna was painting a Puffety Pompom tree, and she had trays of green and orange paint.
But she'd forgotten her sploshy sponge stick to paint on the Puffety Pompoms.
Boris was looking for somewhere to practice his Puffety Pompom dance.
No way were we going to miss this, so we'd followed him. Coming in a bit fast! Boris thought that Nanna must have gone to the curly-swirly meadow to wait for the pom-poms to floop. So this was a good place to do his dance. But...
Nanna came back. When she saw Boris and the Puffety Pompoms, Nanna wanted only one thing.
To dance the Puffety Pompom dance!
But Boris did not want to dance. Not in front of Nanna, and certainly not with Nanna.
She spun him around and round.
And then this happened.
The Puffety Pompoms had landed in the paint.
This is much worse than having your pom-poms in the pond.
I know.
And now there was one orange one and one green one.
Poor Minnie. Those were her own special Puffety Pompoms.
Nanna didn't know they were Minnie's pom-poms. She just thought they were perfect for painting the Puffety Pompoms on her Puffety Pompom picture.
Much better than a sploshy sponge stick.
Back in the curly-swirly meadow, at last the Puffety Pompom tree did this. Floop, floop, floop.
And back at Chateau Shampoo, Minnie and Boise had finished making the beetroot soup. It was time to dance.
Minnie and Boise ran out of the front door just as Boris arrived home. When Minnie saw the orange and green Puffety Pompoms, she was so happy. Look how they matched her dancing costume. Thanks, Boris.
It was time for the Puffety Pompom dance, and Boris had to join in.
You're gonna shake, 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 shake. You wanna shake, 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 shake. Get ready to shake, 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 shake with me. Do the hairy shake with me. Do the hairy shake with me. Do the hairy shake with me.
We got to see him dance in the end, even though it was the last thing he wanted to do.
It's silly being proud. You miss out on all the fun.
You're right there, Wiggy. So, shall we dance?
You bet.
Yay! Do the hairy shake with me. Da, 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 da. Do the hairy shake with me. Woo! Come on, Wiggy, why are you dancing? Do the hairy shake.
You're making me laugh.
Good, laughing is good.
But I can't laugh and dance at the same time.
Sure you can.
The Ha Ha Hairies. The Ha Ha Hairies.
Quiff, what do you think is the best thing about Hairyland?
Well, it's all really cool.
Yes, but what's the very, very best thing?
Dunno, there's too much to choose. Oh, hi. Can you help me here?
Oh, what's the very, very best thing about Hairyland? Chihuahua! Yup, he's so hairy!
Hairy berries? Yum. Hairy pear pie? Oh, hadn't thought of that.
So, made up your mind, Quiff?
Yeah. The best thing about Hairyland is that everything's...
Hairy!
Yes, how did you know that?
'Cause it's my best thing too.
Oh.
Do you know, it's so hairy in Hairyland. We even have a museum of all things hairy.
Hey, Wiggy, do you remember that time Boris boohoo?
Of course I do. I'll tell them.
Oh.
One day, we were flying around Hairyland looking for adventure.
Picky popper, picky popper, picky popper, picky picky popper me round Hairyland.
Round Hairyland.
I am Quick.
And I am Wiggy
With a hairy fairy band. Ma and Pa Ha Ha were relaxing on bushy beds when we landed in the Ha Ha Hairy garden.
Just then, Nanna Ha Ha arrived, pushing her hairy wheeler.
Nana had been busy creating a new piece of art.
Well, you know what Nanna's like.
Nanna's a Hairyland artist. Nanna can draw like a dream.
She can spray, she can glue,
She can do collage too.
and sometimes she paints with ice cream.
Yes, ice cream.
Nanna's always laughing, but if she goes too far, she lifts off her toes and up she goes.
Yes, up goes Nanna.
Up goes Nana, up goes Nana, ha ha.
Nanna had made something for Ma.
She whipped off the cloth and showed them this.
It's a model of Pa.
Yeah, looks just like him, only hairier. Ma loved it, especially the hairy bits. It was just what she'd always wanted.
Yes, this was the day Nanna made a Pa for Ma.
But up on the hill at Chateau Shampoo, someone else had something new. Can you guess who?
Boris boo-hoo, what's he gonna do?
Boris had been shopping in Hairy Town, and he bought this.
A new hairy high hat.
Boise asked Boris if he could try it on. And Boris said yes, as long as he was really, really careful.
But just then, someone came around the corner. Minnie Ha Ha.
And you know what happens when Boise sees Minnie?
Boris was cross. His precious hairy high hat had nearly got spoilt.
Minnie had come to see if Boise wanted to take Chihuahua for a walk.
And of course, Boise did. So off they went.
Boris loved his hairy high hat so much, he didn't want anything bad to happen to it.
It was perfect on his head, of course. But where would he keep it when he wasn't wearing it? He needed a hat stand.
So Boris picked up his hairy stairy and had a good look all around Hairyland.
And that's when he saw the model of Pa.
fantastic hairy hat stand the model of Pa would make. Perfect for his hairy high hat.
Boris wanted Ma's Pa, and he wanted it now. So he needed a plan.
Boris needs a plan, he needs a plan as quick as he can. He needs to plan a big surprise.
He needs to plan his next disguise.
What'll it be?
What'll it be?
What'll it be?
Larry Lankylocks, the owner of the Museum of All Things Hairy.
Meanwhile, back in the Ha Ha Hairy garden, the Ha Ha Hairies were having such a great time with the model of Pa that they didn't see they had a visitor.
They were amazed to see Larry Lankylocks from the Museum of All Things Hairy.
Why is Boris pretending to be the owner of the museum?
No idea, but I think we're about to find out.
Larry Lankylocks pointed to the model, and Ma said that Nanna had made it, and it looks just like Pa.
He told them he thought it was fantastic. In fact, he loved it.
Especially the hairy bits.
He wanted to put it in his Museum of All Things Hairy.
Nanna loved the idea of her model of Pa in the Museum of All Things Hairy.
So did Ma.
And so did Pa.
But should they let it go?
Yes, said Pa. And they all agreed.
So they gave Ma's Pa to Larry Lankylocks.
Oh, Nits, he's got it! He's got it!
Don't worry, Wiggy. It'll turn out okay in the end.
Now Boris had his hairy hat stand. He wanted to get back to Chateau Shampoo.
But Ma wouldn't let him. Larry Lankylocks couldn't leave without a cup of hairy pear juice.
Ma went inside to get some hairy pear juice.
Pa told Larry Lankylocks to relax.
And Nanna took off his hat so he could lie back and enjoy himself.
Boris was stuck. See? Things are looking up already.
He's still got Ma's Pa, though.
Ma came outside with the hairy pear juice, and just then, Boise and Minnie arrived with Chihuahua.
Chihuahua knew that Larry Lankylocks was Boris.
But Boise didn't recognise his dad, although he did say that his dad had a hat just like that.
But Chihuahua had got the hat, and he ran with the hat, and Boris chased him. Oh, I love Chihuahua.
Go, boy, go!
Then Chihuahua dropped the hat, and Boris did this.
Boris's hairy high hat wasn't a high hat anymore.
It was a low hat, all squished.
Larry Lankylocks was furious.
He was so furious, he told them he was going back to his Museum of All Things Hairy right now.
And did Larry Lankylocks want to take the model of Pa with him? No, he did not.
Yay! Everything turned out okay.
Told you it would.
The Ha Ha Hairies thought that Larry Lankylocks was very odd indeed.
But never mind. Ma still had her Pa. And now they had a funny hat to put on him as well.
So everyone felt happy again. It was time to celebrate the day Nanna made a Pa for Ma.
The only way the Ha Ha Hairies know how.
You're gonna shake, 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 shake. You wanna shake, 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 shake. Get ready to shake, 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 shake. Go with me. Do the hairy shake with me. And you shake it up high, and you shake it to the ground.
And you shake it to the side, and you shake around.
Then you shake your fingers and you shake your feet.
And you do the hairy shake to the hairy shaky bit with me.
Do the hairy shake.
You're gonna shake, 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 shake.
You wanna shake, 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 shake. Get ready to shake, 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 shake with me.
Do the hairy shake with me.
Do the hairy shake with me. Do the hairy shake with me.
I love Chihuahua. He's so smart.
Yep, the dog saved the day.
I've just had a brilliant idea, Quiff.
What?
Let's go to the Museum of All Things Hairy.
What now?
Of course now.
Okay, grab your helmet.
You ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, take off! I wonder if they have models of hairy fairies at the Museum of All Things Hairy.
Doubt it. Nobody knows about us.
the Ha Ha Hairies. The Ha Ha Hairies.
The thing is, when you're driving round corners, you have to slow down. I mean, really slow. Oh, Wiggy? Hi there. You haven't seen Wiggy, have you? She was just there a moment ago, and now she's disappeared.
Woo! Oh, spooked you.
Wiggy, don't do that. It's not Hairy Spooks Day yet.
I know, but it is nearly Hairy Spooks Day. I'm just practicing being a hairy spooklet.
Oh, no, not again. Not after last time. You won't believe this.
Oh, I'm telling it. This is a spooky story all about me. It was Hairy Spooks Day in Hairyland. Hairy Spooks Day is the day when everyone tries to spook each other, just for fun.
So the Ha Ha Hairies were going to Hairy Town to buy some spooky things.
Off they went in the Fluffer-Puffer-Poo.
They're going on a journey in the Fluffer-Puffer-Poo. Poo, poo.
Poo, poo.
They're going on a journey in a happy hairy group.
Poo, poo.
Poo, poo. They zoom, zoom, zoom through Hairyland. They puff, 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 chop through the forest of trees. Oh, they're going on a journey in the Fluffer-Puffer-Poo. Poo, poo, zoom, zoom, whiz, whiz. Poo, poo, zoom, zoom, whiz, whiz.
But up on the hill at Chateau Shampoo, someone was bored. Can you guess who?
Boris, boo-hoo, what's he gonna do?
Boris didn't like Hairy Spooks Day, so he decided to stay in his factory.
We were watching him from our hidey pipes.
Boris Boohoo is no fun, is he?
Nope, he's just mean and lazy and jealous and greedy.
He'll never change, not in a million hairy years.
He might, though, if he met a hairy spooklet and they told him to change.
That's never going to happen. You do know hairy spooklets don't actually exist.
Are you sure, Quiff?
Huh? So there we were in the factory, watching Boris sleeping, which was quite boring, when suddenly... Woo! Boris woke up. He couldn't believe his eyes. What was that? Surely it wasn't, or was it?
Yes, this was the day Boris met a hairy spooklet.
Only it wasn't really a hairy spooklet.
No, it was me, hiding under a cloth.
No, stop. And then Wiggy started to talk like a hairy spooklet. She was trying to get Boris Boohoo to change his ways. First, she told Boris he had to stop pretending to be other people and throw away all his disguises.
Boris didn't like that idea one hairy bit. You know how he loves his disguises.
Ba-da-ba-da!
But Boris was so scared, he decided he'd better do as the hairy Spooklet said.
So he rushed off to his bedroom.
Wiggy, what were you doing?
That was fun.
Not for me, it wasn't. Enough now. No more hairy Spookleting.
But I've only just started.
Boris put all his disguises into rubbish sacks, and we watched him from the bedside table.
See? He's changed.
OK, so he's got rid of his disguises, but I bet he's still as lazy as ever.
And Quiff was right. Boris wanted someone else to shift all the sacks for him. So he rang the Boise bell.
And Boise came running in.
Harabala, sharabala.
Boris told him to take all the sacks away, but he mustn't peek inside.
You see, Boise doesn't know anything about Boris's disguises.
Harabala.
Boris lay down on the bed for a rest.
What did I say? Lazy as ever.
I'm going to have to do something about this. Good job I brought my Spooklet costume.
Boris Boohoo was trying not to think about the hairy Spooklet when...
Woo, woo, woo.
There it was again! Oh no! Now Wiggy was telling Boris to stop being so lazy. No more making other people do all the work.
And Boris remembered all the times the Ha Ha Hairies had helped him.
Boris knew he had to do as the hairy Spooklet said, or he'd never get rid of her.
At that moment, Boise came back to collect the rest of the sacks.
But Boris said he'd finished the job. Boise must rest.
Boise thought his dad was being very odd. Was something wrong?
Yes! Boris had seen a hairy Spooklet and she'd talked to him.
Boise thought his dad must have been imagining it. There are no such things as hairy Spooklets.
Oh, that was close. Boise nearly caught you then.
Ha ha, he can't catch me.
Later, in the shampoo factory, Boris was feeling out of sorts. His head hurt, and he was still worried about the hairy Spooklet.
Wiggy, where are you?
Boise wanted to cheer his dad up, so he brought him this.
A huge hairy pear pie.
Boise told his dad to stop worrying and eat pie.
Boris picked up the hairy pear pie and was about to take a huge, greedy bite when Wiggy did this.
Woo!
The hairy Spooklet told Boris to stop being so greedy. He must give his hairy pear pie to the Ha Ha Hairies.
This was the hardest thing of all for Boris. You know how he loves hairy pear pie.
Oh, what is she like? Then Boise came back in with a drink for Boris.
Boris told Boise he was off to the Ha Ha Hairies' house to give them pie, because the Spooklet had told him to.
Come on, we've got to follow Boris.
No, Wiggy, no more hairy Spookleting. I beg you, please.
The boo boo clatter bang is coming down the hill with a clatter bang a bing bang a bangity boo. The boo boo clatter bang is coming down the hill, and what is Boris going to do? Ooh, ooh.
And what is Boris going to do?
Bang a bing bang a bangity boo. When Boris reached the Ha Ha Hairies' house, there was nobody home.
So he put the hairy pear pie on the table and sat down to wait for them to come back. Boris couldn't stop looking at the pie.
But then he remembered the hairy Spooklet. If he didn't do as she said, she might come back and spook him again.
He's doing very well.
Wait and see, Wiggy. Wait and see. Boris Boohoo was trying so hard not to be greedy, but the hairy pear pie looked so good and smelt so good.
And before Boris could stop himself, he did this.
Oh, Boris.
Boris had eaten the whole lot. And suddenly, he heard...
It was the Fluffer-Puffer-Poop. The Ha Ha Hairies were home.
Boris went into a panic.
The kind of panic that makes you hide under a tablecloth and pretend to be a hairy Spooklet.
So it's back to the disguises then.
The Ha Ha Hairies are coming. Hide.
The Ha Ha Hairies came in wearing their spooky things. They looked at each other. Somebody was trying to spook them. Who could it be?
Boris Boohoo! He'd spooked them, and they'd spooked him too.
The Ha Ha Hairies laughed and laughed.
Now Minnie was being a hairy Spooklet, and Boris had made Hairy Spooks Day even better. It's a shame the hairy Spooklet thing didn't work, Wiggy.
It nearly did, though. He nearly almost changed a bit. I should try again.
No thank you, Wiggy. You're enough trouble being a hairy fairy. Wiggy, not again. It's not going to work. I already know you're not a hairy Spooklet. You're not even wearing a hairy Spooklet costume. Wiggy, can you stop now? Please. It's actually getting a bit boring.
You're just scared.
I might have a sleep.
The Ha Ha Hairies. The Ha Ha Hairies.
So, what's your plan for this afternoon, Wiggy?
I have a big plan.
Really? Oh, hello. Wiggy's got a big plan. Can't wait to hear what it is. So, what's your big plan?
Well,
Yes.
I need you to help me.
Okay.
Because it's that big that I can't do it all by myself because I'm only little.
Uh-huh.
And you like helping me, don't you, Chrissy? You're really good at helping.
Yes, I quite like helping you, Wiggy. So, what's the plan?
Making hairy hedge nut crunchies. That's a good plan, isn't it?
Ow! Well, wait a minute. I was going to play my guitar and put
But
some nice...
you're going to help me instead. The Ha Ha Hairies would help me. Hey, remember that day they did some helping?
They're always doing helping.
But that day they helped Boris. You have just got to hear this story. Well, it was a beautiful day in Hairyland. And we had gone to visit one of our favourite places.
The curly, swirly meadow. We were in the Wifty Wafty willow tree.
And on that day, the Wifty Wafty willow tree was more wifty and wafty than ever.
But over the bridge from Chateau Shampoo, someone was coming. Can you guess who?
Boris Boohoo,
what's he gonna
do? Then he stopped and looked our way.
Boris saw all the Wifty Wafty willow hair looking so wifty and so wafty, and he had a thought.
He could make some money out of the Wifty Wafty willow hair.
Making wigs. Wifty Wafty wigs. And selling them in Hairy Town.
Yes, this was the day of the Wifty Wafty wig disaster.
Boris and Boise were picking Wifty Wafty hair as fast as they could.
We've got to get out
Yeah, and fast.
Boise was still holding Boris up when he heard some singing.
Minnie Ha Ha had arrived.
We quickly took off on the Puffety.
While Boris put the Wifty Wafty hair into the clatterbanger, Minnie and Boise watched the fishes in Ringlet River.
And then Ma and Pa came by.
Ma had been gathering hairy bits, like hairy pine cones and leaves, and hairy hedge nuts, and hairy flowers.
We felt safer watching from a hairy berry bush. Why has Ma collected hairy bits?
No idea, but I'm sure there's a very good reason for it.
Ma asked what Boris was doing.
And Boris said he was going to make Wifty Wafty wigs.
Ma thought this was really cool. Ma loves wigs.
Ma and Pa offered to help Boris with the Wifty Wafty hair picking.
Lazy Boris was very happy to get some help.
While Ma and Pa did the work, Boris decided to have a nap.
Minnie and Boise were still looking at the fish. And soon, Ma and Pa were done.
Boris thanked Ma and Pa and thanked them again. And again.
Just then, Minnie and Boise came back and Boris told Boise to get on the clatterbanger. I think he's thanking them a teeny-weeny bit too much.
That's because he knows he made them do all the work.
I want to see if he can actually make those wigs.
Me too. Let's follow him.
So off went Boris on the clatterbanger. And we went too.
Picky, 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 popper me round hairy land.
Round hairy land.
I am quick.
And I am wiggy.
With a hairy fairy band.
Boris spent the whole morning making wigs.
And we watched him from our hidey pipes.
I've never seen him finish anything, ever.
No, he usually just gives up.
Wifty wafty hair.
Wigs for you to wear.
Green and yellow and orange too. Wifty wafty wigs from Boris Boo-hoo. Made from the hair of the Wifty wafty tree. Wifty wafty wigs for you and me.
Wear them with style.
Wear them with flair.
Wifty wafty wigs made of wifty wafty hair.
He was so pleased with his wigs, but far too tired now to take them all to Hairy Town.
It's going to be boring here now.
Yeah, let's go and see what Ma's doing with all her hairy bits.
Back in the Ha Ha Hairy garden, this is what Ma was doing.
She was sticking all her hairy bits into Nanna's hair.
Nanna was very happy. And there were loads more hairy bits in Ma's basket.
We landed in the hairy pear tree.
And just then, Pa came out and saw Nanna's hair.
Then Minnie came out and saw Nanna's hair.
Boris woke up when he heard the laughing and grabbed the hairy stary.
And Boris saw Nanna's amazing hair.
Boris had an idea. If his wigs were decorated with the hairy bits from Ma's basket, then they'd make him even more many.
But how could he make that happen?
Boris needed a plan.
Boris needs a plan, he needs a plan as quick as he can.
He needs a plan, he needs it quick.
He needs to plan a clever trick.
What'll it be?
What'll it be?
What'll it be?
And Boris's plan was to send Boisy with the wigs to get Ma to decorate them with the hairy bits from her basket.
So off went Boisy with the Wifty Wafty wigs.
He was always happy to be going to visit the Ha Ha Hairies because he'd see Minnie.
And soon Boisy was showing the Ha Ha Hairies Boris's Wifty Wafty wigs.
And they thought they were really cool.
Then he pointed to Ma's basket of hairy bits. And said how cool they'd look in the wigs.
Boris was really pleased with Boisy. He was doing just what he'd been told.
And soon Ma Ha Ha set to work. And lazy Boris watched Ma do all the work.
His plan was going really well. And soon all the wigs looked like this.
Boris is going to love them.
If Boisy ever remembers to take them home.
And Quiff was right. Boisy hadn't remembered to take them home. Boris couldn't wait a moment longer. He was far too excited.
Back in the Ha Ha Hairy garden, Boisy was wearing a wig now too, and everyone was having some hairy pear juice when Boris arrived.
When they saw him, they all leapt up and started to thank him.
Uh-oh.
They think he's given them the wigs as a present, don't they?
Yeah, for helping him pick the Wifty Wafty hair.
Uh-oh.
And suddenly, Boris realised that they thought the wigs were for them.
And they all gave him a Wifty Wafty fashion show. There was nothing Boris could do.
Nanna was especially thankful.
Then she started to laugh so much that up she went.
Boo!
So will you help with the hairy hedgenut crunchies then, Quiff?
I'll help, but I'm not going to do it all by myself.
Oh.
Unless I get to eat all the hairy hedgenut crunchies all by myself.
You wouldn't do that.
I might.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
I wouldn't.
I would.
Wouldn't.
Oh, I might share one with you.
Here.
No, one.